Hey Keiko, I thought I'd show you a little bit of analysis of your swing from yesterday. We'll compare you to Whitney Larson from Alabama. So the first thing is, remember we're working on getting a little bit wider. You can see when she gets down to her toe touch, from the middle of her head down to her feet, she's at 47 degrees, nice and wide. And you're at, 32, 34 degrees, right around there. So you're definitely a little bit more narrow. And the difference is here, I was talking about getting the weight off your back foot. When you're wider and you take a stride like she's doing here, it makes it easier to have a nice light back foot like she has right here. See how she's actually dragging it? All right, it starts there and it winds up there. It's so light it just drags, but that's because she's getting wide. It's easier to do that if you're wider. And the back knee comes down. Watch her back knee just come down and in like that, nice and light on her back foot. If you're narrow, it's tougher to do that. And if you do a no stride, it's tougher to do that. So I don't know, maybe you can play with it or something. But you can see your back knee doesn't come down and in quite as much as hers. Hers is about like that. And you got a little bit. Actually, your back foot's pretty light. That's okay. I mean, again, this is just a minor detail. But maybe at Hawaii they might actually get you a little bit wider. What I would say they'd probably do is you'd start about in the same position and then just stride out to here, and then that would get your angle to about maybe 42 degrees or so. And it's not much; it's maybe only about 4 inches. But then that'll help your back foot. So that's another thing. Then we're going to look at this. I'm going to come back to right when she starts to rotate, and the same on you. Right when you start to rotate, right there. Alright, I'm going to draw a circle around her head and your head, and then a line right out of her eyes and a line right out of her eyes. So we want to keep our eyes nice and level and stay nice and still and steady and not come up and not lunge or do any of that stuff. And I'll cycle through the girl on the left swing. It's perfect. Her head stays in that circle. She just rotates around her spine there, and her eyes stay nice and level to that red line. And you can see here, you're coming up a little bit. Not much, maybe 2-3 inches or something like that, but your head's definitely leaving that circle and you're coming up 2 or 3 inches. So you're going to want to think, okay, when I get to this spot here, now I'm going to keep my eyes level as I rotate and keep my head real still. That'll help you with contact. So there's one other little thing. Those are the only little minor fixes that I might work on. As far as your swing, it looks great. Let's go back here, get you to the same spot. So there you're at heel plant. There we're at heel plant. So we'll just go through it. We want to keep the bat nice and tight to our back shoulder. You're doing that. Eventually, maybe Hawaii will take the bat off your shoulder. But as far as right now, that looks fine. Right at bat lag, your upper bodies are identical. Your lower bodies are a little bit different, but again, that's just because she's a little bit wider than you. But the upper body's perfect. Right at impact, you look identical. Your front elbow's working up and away. Your back elbow's bent. Your palm up, palm down. That looks fine. Your shoulders rotated all the way to contact, which is nice. Right there, you can see that. Your hips are moving all the way to contact. That looks great. And then extension looks identical too. So your upper body looks perfect. You don't need to change anything there, in my opinion. Maybe they'll eventually get the bat off your shoulder, but and then maybe you just might want to play around with taking a little bit of a stride or getting a little bit wider with your lower body. But overall, I think it looks really good. I think you got nothing to worry about. Just worry about hitting the ball, and maybe hitting some faster pitching to get ready. But I think you'll do fine. So we'll see you soon. Bye.